maybe have innuendos, but you could take it either way. You know, I mean, if you have a deranged mind.
The world thought they knew Ace Frehley, the wild guitarist, the spaceman of Kiss, the man who lit up arenas with solos that felt like thunder from another planet. But when his estate was opened in Morristown, New Jersey, everything changed. Inside a locked safe sat a 120-page manuscript, secret contracts, hidden letters, and private notes that could rewrite the history of Kiss itself. What did Ace Frehley keep hidden all these years? What truth was too explosive for the world to see? Stay with us, because what's inside that vault will shock every rock fan alive. These documents, verified by the lawyers managing his estate, shed new light on the inner workings of one of the most famous rock bands in history. They detailed songwriting rights, tour contracts, earnings, and management decisions, each page carefully marked in Ace's own handwriting. He wasn't just a musician, he was an archivist of his own life. In one note he wrote, "Everything I do is to keep my work and agreements respected." That single line captured his entire philosophy. Art was sacred, and control was everything. While others saw chaos in the world of fame, Ace saw the need for clarity, and he made sure every decision he took was documented and preserved. Ace Frehley wasn't just the face behind the silver paint. He was the backbone of Kiss's sound, strategy, and spirit. Newly uncovered documents from his estate reveal how deeply involved he was in every decision the band made. He tracked who wrote each song, how profits were divided, and who controlled the Kiss brand during tours. For Ace, the band wasn't just about makeup and explosions, it was a business that demanded fairness and respect. His meticulous notes exposed years of tension, revealing a man constantly fighting to protect what he created. Lawyers who examined his archives called them a map of honesty in a world built on spectacle. But Ace's journey toward control and courage began long before his final days. Born in the Bronx, New York, in 1951, Paul Daniel Frehley fell in love with the guitar as a teenager, developing a sound that was both powerful and otherworldly. When he joined Kiss in 1973, his Spaceman persona, electric solos, and explosive stage presence helped define the band's identity and catapulted them to global fame. Behind the masks and the pyro, Ace was the true architect of sound, the one whose riffs shaped songs that would echo for generations. During the band's rise, Ace became more than a performer. He was a visionary. His guitar solos on Shock Me and Cold Gin became legendary, and his energy-fueled albums like Kiss, 1974, Hotter Than Hell, 1974, and Destroyer, in 1976. In 1978, his solo album went platinum, proof that he could shine without the band. Yet success brought conflict. By 1982, creative battles with Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons forced Ace to walk away, ensuring every contract and credit remained protected. For him, it was never just about fame. It was about freedom and integrity. Then, in 1996, came one of the most talked-about events in rock history, the Kiss reunion tour. For the first time in over a decade, the original members, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, and Ace Frehley, returned to the stage together. The world rejoiced as the classic lineup performed in full makeup once again. But behind the scenes, old problems resurfaced. The same creative and financial disputes that drove Ace away in 1982 came back to haunt them. Ace wanted equal say in creative choices and fair compensation for his contributions. The reunion, while iconic, also exposed the deep fractures that never fully healed. By 2002, the tensions could no longer be contained. Ace Frehley left Kiss once again, this time for good. But this departure was different. It was calm, strategic, and legally airtight. His records show that every right, every royalty, and every ownership clause was secured. It was not a dramatic exit. It was closure. Free from the politics of the band, Ace poured his energy into his solo projects, releasing acclaimed albums such as Anomaly, 2009, Space Invader, 2014, and the Origins series. These albums not only showcased his musical skill, but also his independence. The manuscripts discovered after his death reveal a man who was both artist and strategist. They show his careful attention to detail, the way he managed every tour, recording session, and legal agreement. His lawyers describe his archives as a complete chronicle of a career built on self-reliance. Every page tells a story of battles fought and won, not with lawyers or bandmates, but with the system itself. Ace knew that the music industry could take everything from you if you let it, so he made sure it couldn't. But this pursuit of control came with a personal cost. Those close to him often described Ace as guarded, even distant at times. The pressure to protect his work sometimes isolated him from the people he once called brothers. Yet he never stopped caring about the truth. His records show that he wanted transparency, not revenge. He believed that honesty was the only way to preserve art. Even in his private notes, he stressed the importance of fairness and accuracy. It wasn't about ego, it was about legacy. Ace Frehley's estate also includes extensive documentation of his collaboration with Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. The notes detail how responsibilities were divided, how earnings were shared, and how creative decisions were made. Through these records, we see the real dynamics of KISS, not just four men in makeup, but a business partnership filled with negotiation, compromise, and ambition. Ace's dedication to documenting everything ensured that history would have evidence, not speculation. His work created a transparent record of one of the most complex partnerships in rock history. Beyond the paperwork, Ace's true legacy lives in his music. His guitar technique, powerful, melodic, and instantly recognizable, inspired generations of musicians. The Spaceman persona, the silver suit, the smoking guitar, all became symbols of rock theatricality. His influence extended far beyond KISS, shaping the style of countless guitarists and bands that followed. He wasn't just a member of a famous band. He was an innovator who changed the sound of rock itself. Even in his solo years, Ace remained deeply connected to his fans. His tours across North America, Europe, and Japan drew thousands who came not just to hear the music, but to witness a living legend. His performances were raw, honest, and filled with emotion. He reminded audiences that fame fades, but authenticity endures. He built a loyal following that respected him not only as a guitarist, but as a survivor. Someone who faced the chaos of fame and refused to be consumed by it. The 120-page manuscript found in his safe is now regarded as one of the most important archives in rock history. It contains songwriting notes from the early KISS sessions, financial ledgers from tours, letters between Ace and band members, and even reflections on his creative process. Together, these documents form a portrait of a man who refused to be misunderstood. Through them, we finally see the real Ace Frehley. Not the myth, not the makeup, but the meticulous, determined artist behind the legend. His story is more than music. It's a lesson in self-preservation. In an industry that often devours its own, Ace Frehley built a fortress of truth. He documented, he defended, and he defined his legacy with precision. Every decision he made, from his early days in New York City to his final solo tour, was part of a larger plan to control his destiny. His estate records stand as proof that his influence was not an accident, but the result of decades of deliberate, disciplined work. Today, as fans revisit his albums and his life's work, Ace Frehley's story feels more powerful than ever. In a time when artists still struggle for creative freedom and ownership, his example shines as a beacon. He was more than a guitarist in silver paint. He was a visionary who understood that music is art, but art must also be protected. His life reminds us that legends are not only made on stage, but also in the choices made behind closed doors. Ace Frehley leaves behind more than melodies. He leaves behind a message that passion means nothing without protection, and fame means nothing without freedom. From the Bronx to global superstardom, from chaos to clarity, from contracts to concerts, he mastered the one art every artist must learn, the art of control. And in doing so, he secured not only his legacy, but also his immortality. So when you hear that legendary guitar riff, remember Ace Frehley. the spaceman who turned rebellion into legacy and sound into immortality. His story deserves to be heard. If you loved this journey through rock history, like, share, and subscribe for more untold stories of music's greatest legends. Thanks for watching.